Hey, you guys. Welcome. We had a few technical difficulties. Computers crashing left and right. Mine. This is Jamie Porter, and I am super excited to bring to you guys tonight's episode of Get the 411 on the 321. We have a super special guest speaker that I have known for years. I don't really even know how many years, probably 20 years, maybe longer. Gary Stern, super excited. He's going to talk to you about health and fitness. He owns Infinity Bike Shop here in Melbourne, and really excited to have him. But I'm going to have my good buddy Jerry introduce him because I am concerned that my sound is going to go out any second and things are not going to work right. So we're going to let Jerry do my talking. But I love you, Jerry. Thank you for coming on to our show. I know you're going to be amazing. I'm going to not stop talking now. Yes.
Well, I'm honored to do this introduction. I know Jamie's been talking about Gary all week and getting us all excited to hear from him. I'm going to read the bio that she sent me, but then we'll go into some Q&As and let him kind of talk for himself. And again, I'm excited to share. Gary Stern cared for professional athletes from all over the world as a physical therapist prior to a storied sales career with GlaxoSmithKline Pharmaceuticals. Gary is now a professional network marketer in the health and wellness sector, where he quickly achieved the elite ranks in his company in just 3 years. He is a sought-after presenter, trainer, and professional speaker who has inspired thousands of people on multiple occasions. Gary loves to help time-pressed parents exit the corporate world and gain back valuable family time to make lasting memories. He's owned Infinity Bike Shop in Melbourne, Florida for the past 10 years. He has been married for 20 years and has a 15-year-old son, and in his free time is passionate about cycling, surfing, and global travel. Gary, welcome.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much, Jerry. Is the sound clear?
Yes.
Gary.
All right. Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. And this is where you come to get the 411 on the 321. I love the name of the show. Jamie and I have known each other for many years, and I've watched her have tremendous success. And so it's so cool to be able to give back a little bit. This is the community that I grew up in. I love this community. So I know a lot of the little intricate details, even outside of the health and wellness side of things here in this community as well. So where would you guys like me to start?
Well, it sounds like you have your hands in a lot of things. So tell us a little bit about your background. Like I did introduce that you were with GlaxoSmithKline Pharmaceuticals. When it says in your bio that you like to help time-pressed parents get out of the corporate world, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question because that's where I was. I was that time-pressed dad. You know, I grew up in a divorced household and with my mom, and my mom worked all the hours. She was in retail. There was a little store here that used to be called Ivy's Department Store. Those of you that know it now know it as Dillard's. Are we allowed back in those places? Yeah, we're back in those places, I think, now. So she worked all the hours. And what I found myself going into is that same trap, I'll call it, where in corporate America, though I did very well in the pharmaceutical sector from a financial standpoint, and continued to move up the ranks to win the awards. And I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you, they wanted more of my time. You know, the higher you move up, the more awards you accrue, the more time that corporate world wanted of me. And I needed a way out. And that came in the form of a network marketing opportunity, which I swore off of. I would never do those things. I said no 28 times. Jamie's over there laughing her butt off because she knows where I'm coming from with this. And I said yes, March 17th, 2011. And by October 2nd, 2012, I was able to say goodbye to the pharmaceutical industry. I'm one of the few reps that can say they fired their boss instead of the other way around, which was a phenomenal feeling. And then I realized that's my brand. My brand is helping other parents do the same. Now, not everybody wants to fire their boss, right? I'd say maybe 5 to 15% of the world loves their job. It's that low. And if they tell you otherwise, they're lying. I know I've been at this for a long time now, 9 years. So if they tell you otherwise, they're lying. But I'm looking to give people their time back. It allowed me, I keep my why right here so I can read it, but it allowed me to be that dad, the dad in the back of the classroom when all the other dads were working. And I'm not opposed to working hard. I want that time freedom, though, to raise my family, to be present. I feel like if both parents are present, or if it's a divorced household, if that one parent is as present as possible at all the events, at all the school events, it makes all the difference in the world. And I knew I had one shot at it. I only have one child, and I wanted to be present. So that's what I mean by that whole giving back and making a difference and helping time-pressed parents get, like, at first I said flee the corporate world, but some people don't like that world, so I changed it to exit. But wherever you're at, maybe you just want to exit it, or maybe you want to flee because you're just done. I can help people with that.
So, and we'll get into the bicycle shop because I want to hear about that and your health background. But on that note, what you were just talking about, how do you facilitate getting that message out to people? How do you have seminars? If somebody's listening to this and they go, man, this is me. I'm stuck in this and I want to get out. How do you facilitate getting that message, your knowledge or information out to these people?
Absolutely. Well, it's changed a lot over the last 10 years. 10 years ago, I'd say we would have a meeting, right? A lot of it was done in household meetings and phone calls. Now, people don't really use these for phone calls anymore. I mean, they either text or they message or they WhatsApp or they Zoom or they StreamYard or whatever it is, Facebook Live. The communications have changed. Nowadays, a lot of our business is done virtually. It's allowed me to build a business all over the world. The sun never sets on my organization because Australia is working when I'm sleeping, and so is Japan and Spain, quite frankly. So the best way to get a hold of me would be to follow me through social media. It's easy. I think it's like G Stern FL is my Facebook. But you can find me on Facebook under Gary Stern. I have a profile page. I have a business page there. So either way, both of them are my name. Hit me up there. Another place that you can find me even easier is go through my website, which is Gary Stern 2, the number 2, GaryStern2.com. And on GaryStern2.com, there's a place at the end that says, hey, I like what I heard. You can send me information. We'll set up a phone call and let's just see. It might be a fit, might not be either, but I can help you with strategies because I have a unique perspective. Worked for a multi-billion-dollar company. So I've been an employee. I've been an employer because I own Infinity Bike Shop, and I've been in this network marketing world. So I can give you strategies, the pros and cons of each, and help you come up with a solution on what may be your best option.
Excellent. And I knew Jamie's having some microphone issues, but I knew she'd still be on top of things. So scrolling at the bottom is now that both those websites. And what's funny is I have to share this real quick and then we'll go on to Infinity, talking about that rapidly changing delivery of information. I was just at an inspection at a house, and me and the inspector were kind of in the same room, and the phone rang. The house phone rang, and we both kind of looked at each other like,
Scared the heck out of you, didn't it?
What is that? A phone hanging on the wall. Wow.
I didn't know those existed anymore. Were you in the Smithsonian or were you in a house that you were selling?
Can you believe it? I know. So tell us a little bit about Infinity Bike Shop too. Where did that passion come from, and how did it start, and where'd you go?
Great story attached to that. So the crazy thing is this, I lost my mom and dad to cancer, both by the time I was 27 years old. So about 22 and 20 years ago, respectively. And in the middle of all that, and love them or hate them, go watch the new documentary. That's all I'm going to say. Love them or hate them. There's a guy named Lance Armstrong that came along in 1999. Now, I'd already ridden my bike and mountain biked a little bit, but I wasn't serious about it. And when he came along in 1999 and won the Tour de France, I'm going, okay. I had already lost my dad at that point the year before. My mom was currently sick at the time. This guy beats cancer, comes back from it, and kicks the snot out of the rest of the world. Was he doping? Yes. Was the rest of the world doping? Yes. He beat him at their own game. Okay. Love me, hate me for that. I don't care. By the time my mom passed away, it was my outlet. Like, cycling became my drug. It was either that or go down a road that wasn't going to be a very favorable outcome. Let's just put it that way. And so cycling literally became like a drug to me. And You remember the movie Forrest Gump where they ask him, how far are you going to run? And he goes, when are you going to stop running? He goes, I don't know. How far are you going to go? I don't know. I'm going to just keep on running, right? I'd go out on a bike ride, and my wife would be like, when are you coming home? I'm like, when I'm done. I got to get this clear. It might be an hour. It might be 5. But once this is clear, I'll be home. Don't wait up for me. And there were nights that I didn't get home until 10 o'clock at night on a bike. It just after work. It's just what I had to do. From that, I met a couple of other gentlemen, and we all raced together. And we all raced together on a local team. I'm going to leave it at that. It's the courteous thing to do. I play fair in town, but we raced on a local team. There were some things going on that we didn't agree with, and we looked at each other and we go, we can do it better. And an idea was born on a napkin, literally at another great local business at Long Dogger's Restaurant. And the 4 of us, myself, Marshall Reeves, Earl Bradley, and Al Staginga from Long Doggers, formed Infinity Bike Shop back in 2010. April 2010. We opened on May 27th, 2010. And so we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We didn't put a post out. We didn't have a party. We didn't do anything because the whole COVID situation turned the apple cart upside down or whatever on its head, whatever that expression is. Number one. Number two, we were so doggone busy that we all forgot. Honestly, we just plain forgot. It wouldn't have been very impressive. People would have come in and been like, where's everything? Your store is empty, because we've had a run on cycling, and it's gorgeous. When you're in the health and wellness sector and you see this run on cycling, forget the business and the financial implications of that, right? Actually turning a profit finally. Forget that part. How about the part that people are getting healthier, that people are spending time together, riding their bikes as a family? I saw a husband and wife ride up to go to their 20th wedding anniversary. They rode up to go to breakfast together. Instead of driving, they rode their bicycles up there. That's cool.
That is. So I know, like, if you go into Running Zone, they have all of the, they can fit you for the right shoe. They can test you and everything. Do you guys have services like that where you can just really make sure that whoever's coming in, whatever experience level or what, that they get onto the right bike?
Absolutely. And crazy thing is that you mentioned Running Zone. They're like a partner. They're like our sister shop. So if you're a Running Zone employee, they know that they can come over to Infinity Bike Shop. We take care of them and vice versa. And we are the ones that cross refer to each other all the time. So we do the same thing. We'll put you on a stationary trainer. We'll get you on the bike. We'll make sure that you're fit properly to it. Because so many of the things that they'll come in and they'll say, I need a different seat, or I need different handlebars. And honestly, a lot of times it's not that they need something different. They just need it fit properly. Maybe the stem is too short and they're all hunched up, or they're stretched out too far, right? So once we get those things dialed in for them, they're way more comfortable and can go out and enjoy it instead of suffering through it, if that makes sense. So yeah, we have everything from tricycles for kids and what we call strider bikes, which they don't have pedals on them, so kids can learn to balance bikes. What they're called is the actual non-branded name. We have everything from that to 3-wheeled bicycles at the other end of the spectrum for our friends that don't have the balance anymore, and they're looking for something that has 3 wheels instead of 2. And you laugh, but I saw Amy giggle, because I giggled too when my manager's like, well, we got to order like 8 or 10 more of those. I'm like, there's no way we're going to sell that many, Jeff. He's like, we sold 3 today. I'm like, 3 trikes in a day?
I only laugh because I know that day will come.
It comes for all of us. And the good news is that we have an option, right?
Yeah.
That's, it's interesting, because I'm sitting here thinking, and I'll share personally, 5 years ago, I was running every day. And then, like you said, you could have gone down a wrong path. I kind of did, but I'm an eater. I'm not a drinker. Don't do drugs, but I'm an eater, and I put on a lot of weight, and I have to get back into shape. Well, it can be a little intimidating going into a bike shop, and they look at you. So I'm glad you said that you have every experience, because, to me, I'd go, hide out at Walmart, grab something cheap until I got back into shape, and then maybe go into a bike shop. But it sounds like it's better to go your route, because you can put me on the right path.
Yes, I was going to say, Jerry, don't do that. I mean, I don't. Here's the deal: don't go hide there. Come to us, because we have solutions literally for everybody. We honestly do. We have solutions for everybody. We've had people specifically request. They've said, look, what do you suggest for somebody who is, and I'll just throw it out there. The guy was like 6'3", almost 350 pounds. He's like, do you have a bicycle that'll hold me? And we're like, absolutely. And he's like, what if I haven't ridden in years? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It's no problem whatsoever. There's going to be less options. You're not going to be on a carbon fiber race bike, but you wouldn't have been on that anyway. But like our fat tire mountain bikes are perfect for that. And they're easily made to handle up to that kind of weight limits, the wheels, the spokes, everything, the frame set. And so we get you on the right bike that's comfortable for the type of riding that you're going to do. Walmart, it's no disrespect. I mean, it's a good, inexpensive bike, right? If you need something super dirt cheap, but realize it is disposable, because the minute we start trying to work on it for you, we fix one thing and another thing breaks. And by the time it's all said and done, this is honest. By the time it's all said and done, you're going to spend more money. We've done that. And people go, well, how much more is it going to be? I only spent $125 on the bike. I'm like, well, it's going to be $200 to fix it. Why? Because all the parts that we have to get for it, they're aftermarket parts. By the time we get it put back together, you'll have spent $325 on that bike. By the way, you could have bought a new one here for $300.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely rather go with an expert who can get me on the right equipment first, before I waste a lot of money. And good to know that you have all of those different experience levels. So, and it's in Melbourne. I know this. It's scrolling down along the bottom. Have you always been in that location right there?
We moved. So we originally opened over next to Petty's on Babcock Street, across the street from like the Fee Avenue fields and pools and all that. Right there on Babcock. Ended up becoming, I think, like an arcade or one of those betting places where everybody smokes cigarettes and bets and all that. Another not so healthy place. Went from health to not so healthy. Then we moved down the road to Hibiscus, bought a building over there, and it's right at the railroad tracks. So the best way to describe it is either across the street from Gerber Collision, or you're welcome, Justin, or my buddy works over there. Somebody messed with the glass in my car. Of all things, it looks like they shot it with a pellet gun in my nice car. I'm like, thank goodness they didn't damage the paint, but the glass isn't cheap, and he's taking care of me. Or we're right behind BMW. So literally right by that dirt road there at the railroad tracks of Hibiscus. We've been in that location 6 years, I'd say, 5 or 6. We moved at about the halfway point.
Well, I'm definitely excited about it. I'll come visit you. I really do want to. I was just telling a couple people the other day that, and I live on my boat in.
I thought that looked like a boat.
Yeah, and Sea Ray Drive is closed. So I said, man, what a great place to just go out and start riding, and then go up Courtney, because you can do all of that without even crossing any streets. Or that's the other thing. Teaching. Do you teach, or at least give hints on that? Because it's a little intimidating, I think, to get out on the street. How do you
is right now? Yeah, it really is. I mean, yeah, people are distracted. You're right, Amy. Spot on. And there's so much distraction out there right now. Yeah, we do. We actually do some. We've done some riding clinics. We do like flat repair clinics, right? Because the last thing you want is to be 10 miles or 5 miles or even a mile from your house and have to do the shameful walk home because you don't have the flat repair kit. So when people think, oh, you're just trying to add stuff on, no, we're putting things onto your bike. We're suggesting what we ride with. When I ride, I always have the ability to change a flat tire. And they make these little CO2 cartridges right now, and that could be intimidating because when you open them, they can go everywhere. But when you learn how to use them, it's super simple. Or you can go with a hand pump, whatever it is that you need to do. But we teach you those things. We teach you some of the riding etiquette. There are group rides if you want to start joining group rides. Many of the group rides, I'll admit, many of them in the area are like A-level riders. So you're probably not going to want to jump straight into one of those. But we do have A-level rides going on. There's B and C level rides too. And don't, have the letter fool you. The C level ride, it's for beginners. It's designed to go slower. I mean, there's times where the average speeds of an A-level ride is 22, 24 miles an hour, and a C-level ride is at the opposite end, like 8 to 10 miles an hour, which on a road bike, that's you could handle it. I mean, you can do that on a mountain bike easily on a mountain bike. So there's everything in between. So yeah, we do the teaching. A good place to check it out. Hopefully it's updated. If I'm throwing it out there, is on the website at the bottom that you keep seeing scroll across that says infinitybikeshop.com. Look under rides and events. There's a section called events and rides, and you can look straight under there. And a lot of times they're advertised there, or call the shop or stop in. That's the best thing, because sometimes seasonally rides change, the times change. I know in the summertime, excuse me, we try to go earlier, and we have night riding that's still daylight. But in the wintertime, that ride ceases because it's now too dark. But we do some mountain bike rides in the dark because it's a little safer. It sounds crazy, but it's safer in the woods at night than it is out on the streets. If you have the right lighting, you're safe in both places. The problem is, it goes back to what Amy said, is people just aren't paying attention. And the last thing a lot of them are looking for in the middle of the night is a bicycle. They're looking at other cars. They might be looking for a pedestrian, but they're not looking for a bike running parallel to the road.
Yeah. Well, anybody else have anything you want to? We're coming to a close. I have a few stats to share about the real estate market, but anybody else have anything for Gary? If not, Gary, run through it real quick again, where to reach you, some of the things that you like to do, and how you can help us both on the bike side and getting out of that corporate world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I've done a lot of work, Jamie and I were talking about that. I've done a lot of work with the Tony Robbins organization. Over the last 4 years, I've been through pretty much all of the courses that he offers. I had a chance to actually crew or be one of the mentors, one of the people helping others through their journey. And that's what kicked off my journey. So I would say to you, if you don't know where to start, maybe you don't have a clue where to start with your health and wellness journey, right? And you need expert advice, even on things as simple as, not simple, it's actually complicated, but nutrition. Like, where to start? There's so many conflicting messages out there right now with nutrition. Around exercise, a low impact exercise that you can do, that anybody can do. Like I said, whether you're a child or a 90-year-old adult or anybody in between, you can get out and get on 2 wheels or 3 wheels and enjoy the fresh air and get your exercise. Hit me up. Find us either at Infinity Bike Shop. We're at 804 East Hibiscus Boulevard on literally right by the railroad tracks. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed on Sundays. Get out and ride on those days, and go to worship. Do whatever it is that you do. And then if you need to find me, if you're looking to make a change in your life and you want to improve your health, I mean, part of what I do, it's a health and wellness company that I'm partnered with. So you have to remember that part. I know that I've been asked. Jamie reached out to me and said, "Hey, look, what do you have on the health side of things?" She said, I'm up to my ears in businesses right now. I'm not interested in business, but I want to be a customer. I'm looking for something that'll help kind of flip the switch in the body, activate the body. And that's what we do. Most of the other companies out there are adding something and they're supplementing. We instead, with our company, we're flipping the switch, activating the body, turning it on to do what it was supposed to do naturally. If that sounds like something you need, I know somebody used the word jumpstart that I just sent a message back before I jumped on the broadcast. She's like, "I just need to jumpstart my system." I'm like, "I got you." Or you need to jumpstart your career. Like, you want to do something on the side to earn some extra income that could potentially turn into a full-time. Do you need to know how? No, we teach you everything. It's a system. You're buying into a system. We teach you from start to finish how to do it, and we have proven results. So you can find me for that one at GaryStern2.com, or find me on Facebook. I'm very active on Facebook, pretty vocal about our local community because I grew up here, and when they put those signs in on A1A, I was one of the first ones to start bashing because that's the 3-2-1 that I don't remember. So anyway, that's how you can find me. And I'm super grateful to be on here today, guys. I think this is awesome what you're doing, especially for people that are looking to buy new homes. Why not partner with these guys right here at EXP? Why not partner with Jamie and her crew? I know I've just met you, Jerry, Eric, and Amy, but these guys know what they're doing. And Jamie's been around this town a long time, like I have too. We know the ins and outs. You don't want somebody that just like moved here last year and they're trying to sell you real estate in the area that you don't have a clue what they don't have a clue what they're talking about, and they don't know the intricacies. You know, these guys will get to know you. They'll find out what you need, what your exact needs are, and help partner you with that home of your dreams. And I don't mean to do a commercial for them. I just know there's a big difference between somebody who just comes in and talks a big game or somebody that walks the walk, and these guys walk the walk. So thanks for having me on. I love this show.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Jamie, you want to try and say goodbye? Or
Yeah, sure. You know what? Thank you so much. Isn't he a great speaker, you guys? He's positive.
Excellent.
You just want to be best buddies with him because he just pours off that good energy, right? He's the kind of person that makes you feel better when he leaves your presence. When he leaves, you feel like he can go do anything, right?
I will hold him and squeeze him, and I will call him Gary.
You can come back next week to do that commercial for us.
Come back and do it again next week. Okay. Well,
With the commercial. Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're just awesome, and we're so grateful. I know. Did you want to share a few stats, Jerry, about real estate?
Well, yeah. I mean, real quick, because we are basically out of time. I just wanted to share, and I saw this slide today about. It was done by Lending Tree, and it was the pandemic and how it has affected buyers, whether they want to buy or whether they're afraid. And it actually came out that 53% are more likely to buy a home in the next year, 20% less likely, and 27% of the time has changed. So that kind of goes to our other story about our market summary that let's see, active listings are down. Active listings are down. New listings are down, but sales and pendings are up, which means we need inventory.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about looking to sell your home, now is the time, and that can shift. And let me tell you, as a seller, you don't want to be on the other side of that buyer's market. So right now, if you're looking to sell, it's a great time. Reach out to Jamie or Amy. If you need lending, Eric's the best in the business. And and again, Gary, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, that's a wrap. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thanks, Jamie.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.